Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope everybody is having a great day. Excuse me. Students, today it's IELTS reading and we're looking at a reading article on Peruvian culture. Specifically, we'll be reading about Chicha, a cultural drink in Central and Southern America. Hi Anna, America, Asilbeck, and welcome Carolina, our chat moderator. You will see her in blue. She's here to help. Segaretta, good to see everybody. Students, as usual, this lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Visit us there. For the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. These are our websites. They power these lessons. The materials that you see are found mostly on these websites. And for those of you who are premium students on the website, you get 2 extra classes on Thursdays and Fridays. And the websites look like this. This is the academic website here with the blue background. You can click that big red button right there to join the premium version and join those Zoom classes as well. When you do that, use the code FUTURE10 to get a 10% discount on the premium package. It costs about 30 to 50 bucks US, depending on where you are in the world. For general IELTS students, it's gieltshelp.com. We are one of the first IELTS companies online and definitely the first on YouTube. We're an IDP affiliate, a British Council partner, and an IELTS test registration center. We help thousands of students every month to improve their English and their scores for the IELTS test. To check out those premium classes on Zoom, use this link here. I'll drop that into the chat for everybody. Okay. And make sure to get our apps, Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help. Link those to the websites, aehelp.com, gieltshelp.com. And if you have questions, just send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. I saw somebody saying you emailed. I'm a little under the weather, Achrobeck. Thank you for asking, but I'm on the mend, so yeah. America, yeah, we could maybe talk about collaborating on web development. Just send me an email and make sure to use your name so I know it's you. Tegareta, I will send out the Zoom links. Those should have already gone out for this week. Again, send me an email. If you didn't get that, I'll take a look at that today. Okay. All right, everybody. Tomorrow we'll have speaking here on YouTube, and then Thursday we'll have Task 1 writing. And Friday we'll have speaking for premium students. All right, students, let's get into some reading. So for reading, make sure to read with me and read aloud. Okay, it means read with your loud voice, not just in your head. Okay. The reading passage that we're looking at today is, again, this one here, a piece of Peruvian culture. This is coming from one of our passages that it's in development and will be available later in the year. The Zoom links, I'll check into those for Thursday and Friday's class, okay? So if they haven't gone out, I'll make sure they go out after this class within the next few hours for you premium students. Ghazi, thank you for that super chat donation. You're so awesome. It's always a really positive feeling when students kind of reflect their appreciation with a bit of super chat. So thank you for that, Ghazi. It's good to see you. I hope everything's going great for you and your family on the east coast of Canada. Okay, everybody. So we're going to look at this passage. It's called A Piece of Peruvian Culture. This could be a passage in your academic IELTS, or it could be section 3 in your general IELTS. For those of you who are new to IELTS reading, the reading passage is roughly about 700 words for these longer ones. In the general IELTS, section 1 and 2 have 4 short ones that are about half as long each. And then they're followed by roughly 12 to 14 questions. and each passage has several different question types. Here you have a complete the sentence ending type question where you have to read these questions and then match the correct ending. You have some fill in the blanks and then you have a yes, no, not given a type of question here as well. So we'll look at those question types today, and we'll get some of you to read and we'll work together. We'll use a bit of Zoom today to solve this passage and to learn some strategies to get those high scores. Okay. All right. So again, students, when you read a passage, always read the title first. So here the title is A Piece of Peruvian Culture. And if you ever have these subheadings for each paragraph, it's a really good idea to read through those before you read as well, just to get a good idea of what we're about to read. So chicha, what is it? And if you're not sure what chicha is, maybe read the first sentence. Chicha is a drink made from corn that is part of Peruvian culture. That's a good sentence to read. Here we have history of chicha, types of chicha, production, a part of Peruvian culture, where and how to drink it. Okay, so here we're reading about this drink and reading about its history, its cultural importance, different types of it. So just keeping all of those in mind, okay? Now, we want to critically think about this topic. So what is chicha? It's a drink made from corn. Why are we reading about this? It's an important part of Peruvian culture, and how we learn about the history and about the customs around the culture. Okay, Ibrahim, this passage is not too long. So the long reading passages in the academic IELTS and section 3 of general, they're anywhere from 650 to 800 words. This is somewhere in between there. Okay. All right. How's my speed, everybody? Are you able to keep up and follow? Is it good? If I'm going really fast, please do let me know. Okay. Iman, we'll do a task 1 writing for next week. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. All right. So we look at the questions here. And again, this one is complete each sentence with the correct ending. Now here, for this type of question, you see that we have 6 questions. Okay. And then we have a lot of choices, maybe double that, so maybe like 12 choices. The choices we don't want to read, okay? Because we don't know what's in the passage, what's not in the passage. You should never read content from questions that's not necessarily in the passage. So here we just read the questions. So read with me, everybody. Those soft drinks and beer are popular in Peru, and something. While it is believed that chicha has been around for thousands of years, something. Before a person was sacrificed, again, something. Although there are 2 main types of chicha, something. Similar to mulled cider, chicha morada contains cloves and cinnamon, and something else. While chicha de jora is made from less flavorful yellow corn, something. Okay. So we have some ideas here that chicha was a part of some kind of ritual. People were being sacrificed. Okay. And that's good enough. You don't need to understand lots more, just whatever you understand. There's cloves and cinnamon in it. There's yellow corn. Okay. Then here we have a complete the summary below type question, and it says choose 1 word only from the passage. Okay. This type of question, you should read it. It's paraphrasing the passage, meaning that it's writing parts of the passage using different words, so it will help you to understand and answer after. So let's go through this. So production. Though it has been traditionally produced for generations, in modern times this is something. For example, traditionally women would chew the corn and spit it into a bucket. This process would help stimulate something because of the chemicals present in the women's saliva. Hi, Domenico. Good to see you. I'm a little under the weather today, to be honest with you, but I'm doing all right. I hope you're doing good, Domenico. Culture. Always pay attention to these headings, students, like production and culture. Even today, chicha has a place in the culture of Peru. Outside of Peru, the drink is consumed by those in South as well as something America. Chicha has also given rise to forms of music, dance, architecture, and film, an entire counterculture. In this sense, chicha is a drink for the common people, not for the something. Okay. Now, for the last three questions, we have yes, no, not given. So if the statement agrees, disagrees with the author, or is not mentioned. These questions, don't read them before the passage, students. We've said that lots, but again, for those who are new, it's a reminder. These questions are confusing if you read them before the passage because you don't know what is given, not given. And you don't want to be confused. All right. So, students, having said that, let's read this passage, and then you will have a chance to read it. So for right now, I will read it. Read with me. Try to copy my speed, my pronunciation. Again, I speak with a West Coast North American English accent and style. So read it with me, and then we'll use Zoom for you to read it, and then we'll go through the questions. Okay, sounds like a good plan. Thumbs up. Everybody's on board. Let's do it. All right, here we go. A piece of Peruvian culture. Thanks, Sandra. Irobo. Chicha, what is it? Chicha is a drink made from corn that is part of Peruvian culture. The history of chicha stretches back at least 500 years and possibly further into the past. Made from corn, a plentiful crop in the region, chicha is available in both fermented, alcoholic, and non-fermented, non-alcoholic forms. Sales of chicha in Peru rival those of the most popular soft drinks and beers. Needless to say, even after hundreds of years, chicha is incredibly popular in the region. History of chicha. Some historians think chicha has been prepared and consumed in communities in the Andes Mountains for thousands of years. However, direct evidence of this fact is difficult to find. However, it is known that the Incas produced chicha in the 1500s. For example, women were taught the techniques to brew the beverage in what were called aclabazi, or feminine schools. Corn mills have been discovered at the Inca ruins known as Machu Picchu, and it is clear that the drink was used for ritual and religious purposes. For example, chicha would be given as a sacrifice to the gods and even served to human sacrifices before they were killed. Evidence shows that it was consumed in significant quantities in the Incan culture for these reasons, and to this say it is common to offer chicha to Pachamama, the Earth Mother, by pouring some out before drinking. Types of chicha. There are two main types of chicha, though the exact formulation and production of chicha is likely to vary from town to town. The two main types are chicha morada and chicha de jora. Chicha morada is a non-fermented and non-alcoholic drink made from purple corn, which gives it its characteristic purple color. It is high in antioxidants, helps to prevent certain cancers, and lowers blood pressure and cholesterol. It has also shown regenerative properties such as the formation of collagen and the creation of connective tissue. It often contains cinnamon and cloves and is thus similar to mulled cider. Chicha de jora is the fermented and therefore alcoholic version of the drink. It is created by a process similar to that of beer. Unlike chicha morada, chicha de jora is made from yellow corn, though the corn used is quite different from the corn many people are familiar with. It is more fibrous, has much larger kernels, and is much less flavorful. However, this makes it well suited to form the base of such a drink. In addition to corn, the drink often includes either quinoa or, for a sweeter version, strawberries. Production. The traditional production of chicha is today rare, but for most of its period of popularity, chicha has been produced according to particular standards. For instance, the corn is not simply mashed up, rather it is chewed and spit into a bucket. This, as mentioned above, was traditionally a woman's job. The women's saliva would help to activate the fermentation process through the naturally occurring enzymes in the saliva. Women were also in charge of the rest of the brewing process, from germinating the corn to extracting the malt sugars, boiling the wort, and then fermenting it. A part of Peruvian culture, chicha to this day holds a special place in Peruvian culture. It is widely considered the drink of Peru and continues to be enjoyed by generations of Peruvians as well as other South and Central Americans. The cultural impact of chicha has grown even beyond the beverage. However, chicha has come to describe forms of dancing, painting, architecture, film, and other aesthetic areas. Chicha music, for example, became popular in the second half of the 20th century. Chicha's origins are as a drink of the people, something discounted by the elite, and the aesthetic schools associated with it share this counter-elite ethos. Where and how to drink it? Chicha, in its many forms, is available almost anywhere in Peru. It is available from street vendors, sidewalk stands, in markets, or even through your car window stopped at a red light. But the most authentic place to enjoy chicha is in what is called a chicheria, a kind of bar or tavern where chicha is served to guests. These establishments often operate outside the legal framework, are often run by families, and emphasize the drinking of chicha and the socialization it helps create. Chicherias are traditionally marked by a broomstick atop a dark doorway adorned by flowers, ribbons, baskets, or even plastic bags. Once inside, 25 pesos, about 30 cents US, will buy a half-liter of the traditional beverage. Notably, the drink is often consumed with alarming pace. The locals can finish a glass in mere moments, asking for seconds quickly thereafter. If you are ever in Peru and want to connect with the locals and the culture, a glass of chicha is a must. From ancient times to the Incan period to today, chicha has helped to define the culture of a people and region. All right. Hopefully everybody was reading with me and you enjoyed this reading. I saw this question here from Ibrahim Huner, and I just wanted to address that because I know it still exists and it's a bit of a problem. So let's look at that. So this is Ibrahim in the chat here. Ibrahim says, at examination, not read, only scan, isn't it? Answer is no. If you need to get a band score of 6.5 or more, you need to read the passage in 10 minutes or less and understand at least, let's say 60%, 60 to 70%, I will say, to get higher band scores. So Ibrahim, that's the answer there for you. The IELTS is designed that way. You can't just skim and scan the passage. And if you can get a score that's like a band 6 or 7 by just scanning, then I promise you that you can get a higher score by not scanning the passage only, but actually reading it. Okay. Ibrahim, for example, you cannot answer yes, no, not given questions just by skimming and scanning, because how do you scan for a question that's not given? You can't. You'll waste way too much time. Okay? So there are lots of questions that negate or stop this kind of scanning or skimming for answer strategy. They're also paraphrasing a lot of the questions, which means they're not using the same words in the questions as the passage, so you can't find them in the passage. And if you can understand the questions, then you can understand the passage anyway. Okay? You're very welcome. And also, Ibrahim, a lot is 2 words. A lot. Okay? Not 1 word. So thanks a lot. 3 words. Okay, so students. Yeah, Alexander, it's a type of diction, however. Some don't like it, some do. It's like a however this, however that. Yeah, I agree with you. It's a little bit awkward for me as well. We'll probably change that in the final version. But yeah, I've noticed that as well, Alexander. Okay, everybody. So now what we'll do is we'll read the passage a second time and then answer the questions, and we'll do that together using Zoom. So this is kind of a little bit of a taste of what the premium students get, those students that join our websites, aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. You get full Zoom lessons on Thursdays and Fridays. Okay. So for this, we're going to use Zoom. If you don't have Zoom, you can quickly install the app on your phone or your computer. I'll put the Zoom link into the chat. And then I'll use my headphones here so I can hear you. Okay, and I'll start up the Zoom session. Now I will continue to use my camera on YouTube. And then I'll ask for some volunteers to read the passage, discuss the passage, the questions, and the answers. Okay. While students are joining, again, to be a premium user, aehelp.com with this blue background, click the big red button, or gieltshelp.com, same idea. Click the big red button there. And again, everybody, it's just a one-time payment. You get lifetime access. So highly, highly recommend it for those of you sitting the IELTS exam to save yourself money by not having to sit the IELTS exam a second time. Okay, we've got 9 people in the waiting room. Let's go, 10 people now. Let's get everybody in here. And then we'll get some volunteers. Students, to volunteer, again, use this react button and raise your hand. Okay, that makes it a little bit more organized. And then when I see your hand like this, then I can get you to volunteer. Okay. All right. So let's see our volunteers for the day. We've got some hands up already, which is good. Okay. Anna, do you want to chime in?
Yes, gladly. Thank you, Adriana, for giving me a chance to be a volunteer. Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing your camera with us as well. Okay. Anna, let's get into this. So we'll just do a bit of reading and then we'll discuss. When you're ready, could you start by reading the title and the first paragraph, please?
Okay, just 1 second. Yes, a title is called A Piece of Peruvian Culture. Subheadings. Chicha, what is it? Chicha is a drink made from corn, is a part of Peruvian culture. The history of chicha stretched back at least 500 years and possibly further into the past. Made from corn and plentiful crop in the region, chicha is available in both fermented alcoholic and non-fermented non-alcoholic forms. Sales of chicha in Peru rival those of the most popular soft drinks and beers. Needless to say, even after hundreds of years, chicha is incredibly popular in the region.
Okay, good. Anna, I have a question for you. So when you start reading this, okay, and let's say you're in the IELTS, you remember that it's really important to visualize the
Yes,
passage,
I
right?
visualize myself with a bottle of chicha in on the beach, looking at this
Right.
like a
Somebody,
tourist.
somebody needs a vacation by the sounds of it, Anna.
Yeah,
So
some
you said I
tourist
see
person. Yeah,
myself on the
yeah,
beach
yeah.
with a bottle of chicha.
Oh, chicha.
I'm guessing it's the alcoholic kind.
No, I think not alcoholic. I
Okay.
drank alcohol quite rarely.
Okay. So the non-alcoholic kind. All right.
Yeah,
That's good. I think that's a good start. Students, when you're
yeah.
visualizing, then try to include as much detail from what you're reading as possible.
Mm.
So you said, I see myself on the beach with a bottle of non-alcoholic chicha. Okay, good.
Yes,
Um,
and I see this passage. It has mixture of a little bit history, and it also tells us about kinds of chicha. It
yeah.
this passage is about
Let
historical
me
roots and
let me
kinds of.
let me recommend something, Anna. So instead of so I think your visualization is a good start. So you said you're on the beach and you're enjoying
Mm-hmm.
a bottle of non-alcoholic chicha. Um, so in this introduction, there's a bit more information, and
Mm-hmm.
you could actually add that to your visualization. So I'm just going to use what you said here and elaborate a little bit on it. So I see
Yeah,
myself on the
this
beach.
chicha is traditional drinks in culture, and it has two types of chicha, so it's quite old drinks for Peruvian culture. Oh,
Yeah, so
mm,
this is what I would recommend seeing. So if you're going to go that far with your visualization, then take it one step further. And this is a tip for all students. So try to, and this will help you remember. So when you see
mm,
yourself on the beach in Peru, and
mm,
you're maybe at a nice resort or hotel, the server is bringing you some drink options, and they're bringing you their most popular drinks. And so they bring a
mhm,
tray and they go, Madame, would you like beer, a soft drink, or would you like a chicha? We have both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. So if you kind of visualize yourself with this person and this tray of choices, and then you go, oh, I'll take
mhm,
that non-alcoholic, then you're able to store a lot more content and information right away. So don't just keep your visualizations simple. It's a good place to start, but elaborate on them, make them
mhm.
more colorful. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yeah, so that's a really, really good tip, everybody. Really try to include that, because once you capture that picture, then it's
yeah.
really, really good.
And
Okay.
could I continue reading?
No, we'll give somebody else a chance, Anna. There's lots of
Okay,
people, but that
Adrian,
was
I
good.
don't receive the Zoom's
I might
premium
not have
link.
I might not have sent it. I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't say if I didn't send it, I will check and I will definitely send it today. Okay? So I'll email it out. Maybe the
Because
email didn't go
yeah,
out.
usually I checked in spam box and the main folder. Yeah.
Nah, I don't think I sent it. And now that I saw a few people saying it, I don't think I sent the premium student Zoom links yet. So I'll send those out today. So you should have it later today in the next few
Okay.
hours. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
letting
you.
me know, Anna. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
Yeah. Have a good day.
All right. That was Anna. It was really good. Give Anna a thumbs up, everybody. Anna's always so studious, and that's excellent. Fatih, you're sharing your camera there. Good to see you. Why don't you chime in?
Hello,
Hi, Fatih.
my thanks to giving chance for me.
You're very welcome. How are you? And your name is Fatih, right? Sometimes people use other
Yes,
people's.
yes,
Okay.
yes. I
All
am
right.
from Azerbaijan, and actually, it's Turkish name. Fatih means a conqueror.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Great. It's a great name. Okay. And you said you're in Azerbaijan?
Yeah, yeah. I am from Azerbaijan.
Okay.
But the name came from Fatih Sultan Mehmet.
Okay, got you. That's awesome. Well, thanks for chiming in. Let's do a bit more reading. Can you read History of Chicha?
Of course, my pleasure. History of Chicha. Some historians think chicha has been prepared and consumed in communities in the Andes Mountains for thousands of years. However, direct evidence of this fact is difficult to find. However, it's known that the Incans produced chicha in the 15th. Uh, for example, women were taught the techniques to brew the beverage in what were called aklavesi, or feminine schools. Corn mills have been discovered at the Incan ruins known as Machu Picchu, and it's clear that the drink was used for ritual and religious purposes. For example, chicha would be given as a sacrifice to the gods, and even served to human sacrifices before they were killed. Evidence shows that it was consumed in significant quantities in the Incan culture for these reasons, and to this say it's common to offer chicha to Pachamama, the earth's mother, by pouring some out before drinking.
Okay, very nice reading, Fatih. Okay, so Fatih, again, being active readers, we want to visualize here as well. So when you read this paragraph, what do you see as the reader? What do you see in your head?
Okay, I see it came back to me a little back history, and actually I see a ritual in maybe in Peru or in Central America,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing that there is feminine schools, as here called aklavasi, and they were killed, yeah, they were served to kill. I didn't remember the word, so that's what I
That's
called
okay.
this.
You're doing great.
Okay, to sacrifices chicha.
Very nice. Okay, so you
Yeah,
you summarized the paragraph very nicely, right? And it's important to kind of take that summary idea and then turn it into an image, like into a picture in your head, right? And so you read this word here, Machu Picchu. Are you familiar with Machu Picchu?
not actually.
No, okay. It's very famous, not just in South America or Central America, but also in North America, Europe, Asia. It's a very historical place in the mountains. If you have a moment, definitely Google that. It's quite amazing. So many tourists go there that they actually shut it down for a long time. It's basically an ancient city in the mountains in Peru.
Oh, very good. I will search for it. Thanks for
Yeah,
info.
and for those people who do know what Machu Picchu is, if you've heard of it, then you can imagine that you're living in the 1500s. Fatih, can you say this after me? 1500s.
1500s.
Yeah,
Yeah, I knew that I misspelled this word.
mispronounced this word.
Yes, it's pronounced.
Yeah, so Machu Picchu is high up in the mountains. There are lots of stairs that go up to this ancient city ruin. And you can imagine that you're living in this ancient city on this mountain. So that's Fatih. And maybe you're drinking some chicha just before they're about to sacrifice you to the gods. Oh no, you're going to get sacrificed. And there's maybe like a women's school that's making this chicha. So you can kind of visualize the mountain, Machu Picchu, 500 some years ago. You're the human sacrifice, you're freaking out. So that's what you'd want to see,
Oh,
ideally,
very
when you're
good.
reading. Okay. All right. But that was really good reading.
Thanks.
Fatih, when are you
Okay.
doing your IELTS exam?
Actually, my IELTS exam will be 2nd February.
2nd of February. Okay. Wow. Coming up soon. Okay. Well, good luck on
Yeah,
that.
I'm
Make sure.
preparing for it.
I can tell, and
Thanks.
you're doing good. So keep up the good studies. Thank you so much, Fatih, for
I
chiming in.
always watching
That's good.
I
Yeah,
always watching videos that speaking videos with someone, IELTS exam band 9 score. So this very, very helpful for me. Thanks for everything.
you're super welcome, and I'll keep my fingers crossed that you get a good score. Okay. All right, that's Fatih. Thank you to Fatih. Give Fatih a thumbs up. It was really, really awesome. Okay. Ghazi, why don't you chime in? We haven't heard from you in ages. Ghazi, how are you?
Hello, Adrian. How are you?
I'm doing good, Ghazi. I'm doing good.
I'm trying to open the camera. Just I that's the first time I use or I to chat with you on the Zoom. Usually, we use the previous method on the website.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah. We're going to rebuild that part of the website this year. We're
Yeah,
going to have
yeah,
quite a few changes.
yeah. Just give me a moment, please. Just Adrian, I just.
Yeah, take a moment for sure. Do you want me to come back to you while you figure it out, Ghazi?
No. It's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just trying to open the camera, but. Anyway, that will be fine, I think, now.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
good to hear your voice.
Thank you.
How's the family doing? Ghazi, for those of you who don't know Ghazi, he's on the east coast of Canada. Are you still in Newfoundland?
Yeah, I'm still in Newfoundland and Labrador.
and Labrador. It's quite cold
And
there
Labrador.
this year.
Yeah, but this winter is amazing because there's no a lot of snow these days. You know, usually the snow starts in Newfoundland in November, actually. What this year, so far, there's nothing on the ground, just a little bit. So, and even the temperature is close to the zero, usually -7 to 10. But yes, warm and. Yeah, it's a strange thing. Yeah.
So what you're telling me, Ghazi, is that global warming is not just a myth.
Yeah, and even I hear in the BC maybe this year is cold or something. There's any.
It's different. It's also different here too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why maybe we will take the weather of the BC and this kind of exchange in the weather.
Maybe. All right, Ghazi, let's
Yeah.
keep reading here. So, types of chicha, go for it.
Yeah, types of chicha. There are two main types of chicha. Through the exact formulation and production of chicha is likely to vary from town to town. The main types are Chicha morada and Chicha di Jora. Chicha morada is a noun fermented and an alcoholic drink made from purple corn, which gives it is a characteristic purple color. It's high in antioxidants, helps to prevent certain cancers and low blood pressure and cholesterol. It has also shown regenerative properties such as formation of collagen and the creation of connective tissues. Is often contains cinnamon and cloves, and this similar to molled cedar. Chicha do Jara is a fermented and therefore alcoholic version of a drink. Is created by a process similar to that of beer. Unlike Chicha morada, Chicha di Jora is made from yellow corn. Through the corn used is unique, different from corn many people are familiar with. It's more fibrous, had much longer kernels, and is much less flavorful. However, this mix will suited to form the base of such a drink. In addition to corn, the drink often includes either quinoa or, for a sweet version, strawberries.
Okay, good.
Mm.
All right, so 2 types of chicha, one alcoholic, the other non-alcoholic, one purple, one
Non-alcoholic.
not purple. So hopefully we're visualizing
Yeah.
both here. Now, Ghazi, so you're doing a good job. You're reading well. You are mispronouncing a few of these words. For those who are Spanish speakers, they're probably all thinking, Ghazi, the J in Spanish is a H sound. Ha. Hora, hora.
I'm not familiar with that.
I know. That's why I'm telling you. It's hora. Chicha de hora. The in Spanish the J is a H sound. And this word here is quinoa. It's a type of grain. So Ghazi, I definitely recommend that you do aloud reading every day. I think it's very important for you. So 15-20 minutes of aloud English reading each day. Please make a habit of that. It's going to really help you. I know it. And the way I recommend that you do it is put it into the computer and get the computer, like Google, to read it first. So listen to the pronunciation. Google is really good at pronunciation now. So listen to the pronunciation and then read the paragraph after Google read it with the correct pronunciation, and that will really help you to develop that fluency and that pronunciation that you're looking for in your English. Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm reading right now. There's a book. It's called A Dynamic Drive. This book I just started a couple of weeks ago. It's a huge book. Also because I booked for my IELTS exam on the 8th of March, actually.
Okay.
So if you remember last time, I didn't do the IELTS last time. So I just was busy with my courses. So I did 2 courses. So they left now. I just need the IELTS in order to complete my registrations.
Okay.
So they asked me for IELTS now. That's why I decided to come back, and I booked it for it in March.
Well, I'm happy to see you back, Ghazi. So
thank you.
Thank you so much. Ghazi, we'll push forward with the rest of the passage, so hang in there, okay, while we finish the reading and then get to some questions. And I'm definitely looking forward to guiding you for that exam in March, okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right, thanks, Ghazi.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that was Ghazi. That was awesome. Okay, let's go with Natasha. Natasha, are you there? Can you unmute yourself?
Hello. Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Natasha?
I'm good, sir. Thank you for asking.
All right. Natasha, are you in India?
Yes, sir. I'm in India.
Do you have kind of a corn drink in India as well? Because I know India has lots of corn also, right? So any corn drink?
Actually, I don't know about the corn drink, but we do have other drinks, but I'm not familiar with the corn drinks.
Okay, just wondering. I was wondering if India maybe had a version of chicha that's kind of similar. I wouldn't be surprised, but maybe not. Maybe I'm just guessing. All right. Natasha, can you keep reading from production?
Okay, sure. The traditional production of chicha is today rare, but for most of its period of popularity, chicha has been produced according to a particular standards. For instance, the corn is not simply mashed up, rather it is stewed and spit into a bucket. This, as mentioned above, was traditionally a woman's job. The woman's saliva would help to activate the fermentation process through the naturally occurring enzymes in the saliva. Women were also in charge of the rest of the brewing process, from germinating the corn to extracting the malt sugars, boiling the wood, and then fermenting it.
Awesome. We'll stop there for a second. So this is the traditional making of the chicha. Are you visualizing yourself maybe making some chicha and spitting it into a bucket, chewing it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I was imagining that part. Yeah,
Okay, me too. And it's like, ugh, it's kind of disgusting, but but also interesting.
it is actually. Yeah.
Okay. All right, keep going. A part of Peruvian culture.
Okay. Chicha to this day holds a special place in Peruvian culture. It is widely considered the drink of Peru and continues to be enjoyed by generations of Peruvians as well as other South and Central Americans. The cultural impact of chicha has grown even beyond the beverage. However, chicha has come to describe forms of dancing, painting, architecture, film, and other aesthetic areas. Chicha music, for example, became popular in the second half of the 20th century. Chicha's origin are as drink of people, something discounted by the elite, and the aesthetic schools associated with it share this counter elite ethos.
Yeah, counter elite ethos. Very nice, Natasha. Yeah, so again, lots of visualization here, right? Because clearly chicha is more than just a drink. It's a part of dance, it's a part of music. And I don't know about you, Natasha, but when I read this paragraph, I see just a big party happening with chicha music, the local people, paintings of chicha, maybe some graffiti of chicha on the walls. So are you kind of picturing all of this as you read also, like this big?
Yes, sir. Like earlier in my mind, chicha is like something related to drinking, but now it's shifting from drinking. It's now including also dancing and all. So I
Mhm.
was also imagining all the things.
Right, exactly, right? So clearly visualizing this and seeing it. And the reason why, students, so while we're here with Natasha, the reason why you want to do this is because in a perfect test situation, you
Hmm.
should be answering about half of the questions for each passage with confidence without looking at the passage. Do you understand what I'm saying, Natasha?
Absolutely, sir.
So what I mean, everybody, is when you have these questions like 1 to 13, in a perfect exam situation, you should be able to answer at least 6 to 7 of these questions and not read the passage. So not search for it, not skim or scan for it, but just be able to answer it after one good read and be really sure, like 80, 90, or 100% sure that that's the answer. Be like, okay, that's the answer. You should only skim, scan, review the passage for about 50% of the questions. If you're trying to skim or scan or review the questions for every single question, that's when you don't have enough time. That's very difficult to do. That's 13 questions, and you're reviewing the passage for each one. That means you're spending, let's say, 2 minutes to 3 minutes on each question. You'll run out of time. That math doesn't add up, right? 13 times 3 minutes is like 36 minutes for one passage. So you can't do that. You have to answer at least half of these questions with confidence just by one read. Do you understand what I mean, Natasha?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But sir, I have one question. Can I
Yeah.
while we are practicing here, it's like easy to imagine all the things, but when we were sitting in the exam, it's kind of pressure on us. So is it possible to imagine all the thing during that time?
It is. It is. And that's where practice comes in. So when you're practicing visualizing in the correct strategies at home and you do it again and again and again and again, then when you get to the exam, your brain will switch into that mode, into that phase, and be able to do the same. And that's like, it's kind of cliche, but it's the same story that every teacher, every instructor says, whether it's race car driving, gymnastics, math, or an English exam. Every teacher will tell you, practice the correct strategy at home, be confident with it, and then when it's the real deal, you just do the same, right? So
Okay.
that's what makes winners. Okay, that's what makes winners. Natasha, why don't you finish off the passage? Just read where and how to drink it as well.
Okay, sure, sir. Chicha in its many forms is available almost anywhere in Peru. It is available from street vendors, sidewalk stands in markets, or even though your car window stopped at a red light. but the most authentic place to enjoy chicha is in what is called chicheria, a kind of bar or tavern where chicha is served to guests. These establishments often operate outside the legal framework, are often run by families, and emphasizing the drinking of chicha and the socialization it helps create. Chicherians are traditionally marked by a broomstick atop a dark doorway adorned by flowers, ribbons, basket, or even plastic bags. Once inside 25p, about US dollar 0.30, will buy a half liter of the traditional beverage. Notably, the drink is often consumed with the alarming pace. The locals can finish a glass in mere moments, asking for a second quickly thereafter. If you are even in Peru and want to connect with the locals and the culture, a glass of chicha is must. From ancient times to the Incan period to today, chicha has helped to define the culture of a people and region.
Great, nice reading. So yeah, with your reading, so anybody who can read at the same speed as Natasha, there is no way you should be skimming and scanning. You should be reading the passage. With your speed, Natasha, you could actually read this passage quite comfortably twice within 10 minutes. So at your speed, you're reading this passage in about five minutes, right? If you read it twice and visualize it twice, I have a feeling you can answer almost all the questions without searching. So think about that. Try different strategies, but definitely read the passage at least once clearly. Okay. Right.
But sir, it's hard for me to memorize the content actually. That's why I need to go back to the passage again and again.
That's okay. So that's why you visualize, and that's why after you read a paragraph, stop for a second. So don't just go paragraph, 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 but instead, when you read a paragraph, stop for a second and go, okay, what did I just read? Why did I just read this? What were the key points? How did I just see this, right? Like in this paragraph, we would stop and go, okay, what did I just read? So I learned about where I can drink chicha. You should see yourself as a tourist in Peru. You should see yourself buying chicha from stands on the street, from markets. But what you should really see is suddenly you see this like hole in the wall with this broomstick and flowers, and you're like, that's where I gotta go. And you go inside, and then you're like, okay, here's 30 cents or 25 pesos, give me a half liter. And you're there with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and you drink this half liter, and now you're having a party with the locals, right? So that's what you should see. And when you're seeing that, when you stop for a second, you see that in your head, you'll do just fine when you get to the questions. You'll remember it. Okay, it's active reading. All right.
Okay, sure, sir. I will do that.
Practice that active reading, Natasha. It's going to help you in all parts of life, not just on the IELTS, okay?
Okay, sir. Noted.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Natasha.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, sir.
Thank you for reading. All right. Let's give Morningstar a chance here. Morningstar, do you want to chime in?
Oh, hi, Mr. Ryan.
Hello, Morningstar. What's your? I remember calling you a weapon. What is your
my name, right?
Yeah, what's your first name?
Oh, my full name is Mohammed Yusuf. Like you can call me just Yusuf.
Yusuf. Okay, Yusuf. I like the alias, but I don't know, calling you a weapon. Yeah, Yusuf. Okay, Yusuf. Let's do these questions. So I'm going to show everybody how to do these. Matching the endings, the sentence endings. Okay, so we're going to scratch out the choices for now, and we're just going to look at the question. So can you read question 1 for us?
So, let me read. So, write the correct letter A to M in boxes 1 to 6 on your answer sheet. So, soft drinks and beer are popular in Peru. While it is believed that Chicha has been around.
No, we're not going to read all the questions. We're actually just going to answer them, Yusuf. So I'll show you how to do it. So with these ones, we have a whole bunch of choices here at the bottom. I think it's about 12 choices. Now, one of the mistakes a lot of students make is when they do these, they read the question, and then their very first instinct, their very first step is to start looking at the choices. Okay, but that's bad. That's not what you want to do. What you want to do is you want to look at the question, though soft drinks and beer are popular in Peru, and then you want to finish the sentence by yourself, and you should be able to do that even if you didn't understand a lot of this passage. So try to finish it with your own thoughts or your own words here, Yosef. So read this one more time and then just finish the sentence.
Oh, finish the sentence.
Yeah,
Okay.
so those soft drinks. Yeah.
Those drinks and beer are popular in Peru. Like people mostly like suggest everyone to drink chicha.
I love it. Okay, everybody heard that? That's perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. So Yosef said those soft drinks and beer are popular in Peru. Everyone suggests to drink chicha. That's what you said, right? Something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Right? Okay, that's great. That's great. That's fantastic. Really, it is. That's exactly what you want to do. So now you kind of have an idea of how this should finish, right? Based on what you're reading. Why did you suggest that? Why did you suggest that this should be the ending?
Because as participants read that
Chicha
Peru's right?
Yeah, that chicha is super popular in Peru, right?
Yeah, chicha's super popular in this country, so
Yeah.
90 or 70% of them we recommend that.
Yeah. Okay, I love it. Okay, so now look at the choices and see if there's one that's close to what you're thinking. Okay? So go ahead and read these choices. See if one of these is close to what you're thinking.
Oh, let me see.
You can read them out loud.
All choices, right? Or one?
Yeah, you can read them out loud. Which one do you think matches the closest to what you just said?
Oh.
There's one there. That's one that's very close to what you said.
Oh, maybe E? Chicha is just the most popular?
Yeah, I would totally go with E on that. Because E and what you said are the same, right?
Yeah,
Chicha
right.
is just as popular. Everyone suggests to drink chicha, right? Chicha is just as popular, right? So you choose E, and a lot of your classmates, Ghazi, Ibrahim, I can't read the Cyrillic, but also E, they all said it too, right? So they're like, it's E. It's just as popular. So that's how you do these questions, okay? You don't look at the choices and then hope that one of them matches, but you think about your answer based on the passage, and then you choose the one that matches your answer. If none of them match your answer, that's when you have to search. That's when you have to skim read, because then you're in trouble. Then you don't know what you're choosing. Okay, let's try one more. So go for it. Read number 2.
Read number 2. Okay. While it is believed that chicha has been around for thousands of years.
Finish it. Don't think of the choices, just your own head.
While it's believed that chicha has been around for thousands of years.
This was Fatih. Fatih was reading this, I remember.
While it's believed that chicha has been around for thousands of years.
Remember Machu Picchu?
Oh, I think I skipped this one because I didn't get the whole.
Okay, sure. And you know what? That's a good strategy. So you just skip this one. Okay, sure. Yeah, let's skip it. And you can always do that. You can come back and think about it more later. Okay, read number 3.
3, right? Before a person was sacrificed.
Nice and loud, nice and loud. Before a person was sacrificed, finish the sentence.
Before a person was sacrificed,
This was also Fatih. Fatih should have the answers here. Yeah, Fatih does have the answers because he read it and he visualized it. You see the chat Fatih saying?
Like they will serve chicha or?
They were served chicha. Yeah, they were drinking chicha because remember Fatih was imagining that he was drinking chicha before he was sacrificed at the altar there. And I can see Zul and Ibrahim were visualizing the one before. Okay, let's stick with number 3 then. Before a person was sacrificed, they were served chicha. Any of these matched here from A to M?
Oh, from A to M, right?
Yeah, any of them matching the one?
Maybe one.
Hey, you mean
Maybe
A?
A.
They may have been served chicha? Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Now, always check all of them, right? Because maybe there's one that says they were served chicha, right? Which would be even better. But I
Oh,
think here, A, because IELTS, you're always looking for the best answer, right? So here, A is the closest
yeah.
match. Yeah, and then I see that a lot of students were on number 2 here, and they're like, while it is believed that chicha has been around for thousands of years, there is clear evidence from the 1500s, right? That's what it said. Like, we don't know about thousands of years ago, but we can definitely see that 500 years ago, there's some pretty strong evidence that there is chicha. So let's see. Any of these match?
Oh, someone can see. Yeah, someone can see. In the second one, right?
Yeah, so for question number 2, a lot of people say that it's only
Oh,
been
like
since the...
C? It helps
Keep
make us
reading.
resist.
Nope, I would say that's the wrong answer, because
Oh,
I don't think so. I don't think it's C.
oh,
And this is why it's so important, everybody, to read all the questions, because there's a better answer. We don't know if it's only being consumed from the 1500s. It might have been consumed before. The passage doesn't say that, right? I didn't say that. I just said that there's clear evidence from the 1500s. That's what I said. So the better answer is... Yeah, somebody got it.
okay.
Somebody got it. Somebody who's sitting the IELTS exam soon, and that's a good sign, Fatih.
Like K?
It is.
Or...
Yeah, K is better.
Oh,
it hasn't been
this
confirmed.
has not been confirmed.
Yeah.
Or...
It's the same answer as mine, just the opposite. So I said there's clear evidence from the 1500s, right? K says it has not been confirmed. What I'm saying, it is confirmed from the 1500s, right? So K is accurate to what I'm saying as well. Do you see what I mean by that?
Oh, yeah.
You get it? Yeah, I think Abraham
Yeah,
and
I
Fatih
did.
got it. Yeah. So be really careful, students. IELTS is not a high school exam or a middle school exam where there's one correct answer and all the other ones are wrong. There's some answers that are very close, but you have to choose the best answer. So you have to be really careful and think critically. Okay? IELTS is not just an English test. It's also a thinking test, especially the academics. So be really, really careful. Okay? But you're doing good. You're doing good. Just make sure to visualize, Yusuf, okay? Your English is good. Just lots of good test strategy combined with that, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Yusuf. I appreciate you chiming in.
Oh, thank you for taking me, Mr. Arian.
You're super welcome. Always good to hear your voice. All right, everybody. Let's give Yusuf a thumbs up. It is the mindset, Anna, and it is a tricky question, Ibrahim, if we're not paying attention. Students, I've run out of time, and I'll show you these questions. You can try these ones on your own and then email them to me. If you want to learn other strategies for these yes, no, not given and filling in the blanks, you'll find those in your premium course at aehelp.com. Please make sure to use this, students, for those of you who have it. There's so much good material in here. Even if some of the course looks a little old school at the moment, it's still just super valuable for your test strategies that we're looking at today. And tomorrow I'll be back with speaking. Thank you so much, Carolina, for moderating the chat and for answering students' questions. Again, everybody, aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. These are the websites that power these live classes. Alexander, I know you didn't get a chance today, and a couple others that were volunteering. I'll keep an eye out for you tomorrow. This is aehelp.com here, gieltshelp.com. Click the big red buttons to join the premium versions. Get the help you need to pass the test, and make sure to join those Zoom classes. I will send out those Zoom links in the next couple of hours this morning. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. We'll do some writing, Ibrahim, next week on Tuesday. Okay? Bye, everyone. We'll see you soon. I'm Adrian, signing out from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada.